decision-making process.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, and then we had to answer 3 questions afterwards. Okay, so the first one, organization number 1, Operation Ceasefire, was founded in 1996 and it's located in urban areas across the US, and their focus is on youth gang and gun violence reduction through law enforcement. And what they want to do is use law enforcement strategies to offer gang members the choice to reform or face penalties such as jail or deportation. Their impact, it has expanded from Boston to major US cities, reaching hundreds of thousands, and their largest budget is up to 1 million. So it seems they're already being funded, which is a con because they have high funding already, and law enforcement focus may not build community trust or address root causes. The pros are that this is effective through real consequences and has had results in some cities. So I don't think $100,000 here would like really help in this case because it's already being funded almost up to 1 million. It's already spread across the US. Even though it hasn't been like super effective yet, it's not something that $100,000 can make a difference on. So I think we're gonna just scratch that one out.
Well, yeah, and then they're also, using like a scare tactic because they're saying, you can go to jail instead of building them up.
Yeah.
In a way.
Which, yeah, they say like, oh, you're gonna get deported, and yeah, they're using like different scare tactics, so that's not really like beneficial. Yeah, it's not really beneficial.
Okay. And like $100,000 for $1 million is really nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with organization 2, which is organization 2 and 3 basically is building within the family. So that's what I like about both of those organizations. I don't know if you want to read over organization 2.
Oh yeah, I can do that. It was founded in 1980 and it's located in San Francisco, Boston, and Washington, D.C. You can follow along on the doc that I sent. That's where I'm reading from. Their focus is on domestic and family violence prevention and education. And their approach to this is education and advocacy across medical, legal, and educational systems. And they run different campaigns and support legal reforms. Their impact is that they influence legislation like the Violence Against Women Act, and it has reached tens of thousands. And they have a $12 million plus budget. So it's very funded. Was it Futures Without Violence? Yeah, it's very funded. And I think that $100,000 is really going to do much for them because they're already largely funded and they've had a lot of projects already. They have a large existing funding base, and it's also not directly connected to youth gang violence. It's like kind of indirect. It's like the bigger picture. So I don't think that 100,000 is going to do much of a difference for them unless it was like maybe a smaller organization that wasn't funded as much. But the pros of this organization is that they have a strong advocacy and an extensive outreach across like the US because they're in like the major cities, San Francisco, Boston, and major states, like Washington D.C. So yeah, I think that we might not be able to advocate for organization number 2 because of these reasons. But we can also go over number 3. Let me see if there's any extra details on number 2. Let's see. Yeah, they engage with tens of thousands of people and about 2,000 teachers and educators. And they have a That's Not Cool campaign, which is very popular like across these states. Mm. Yeah,
What I
but
like about this organization is that they train the college graduates in basic literacy and leadership, which is the indirect way of working of helping out with the
right.
violence, because I mean a lot of the times they don't uh, have guidance or anything really in their life that they can look forward to, and so they tend to. That's what it said, and one of them is how they kind of. I think it's the third one. It's kind of related though. Is like they don't have anywhere else to go, so they go towards violence.
Right.
So I like the fact that they're targeting education.
Yes. Like they have a lot of projects that they're working on, and especially in organization number 2, they work with women too, like women and young girls, because like a lot of organizations don't really target things for women. So I think that it is a good organization, but they're already severely like funded. Like they're heavily funded. $12 million is a lot.
Yeah, they do reach a large amount of people, which is also good. Tens of thousands of people and about 2,000 teachers.
Yeah.
Which is a pro.
Yeah, I think we covered organization number 2. So let's look at organization number 3. Does somebody else want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
I mean, I could read it. It's just I'm gonna be on and off on the road. I got you. Hold on. I'm stopped now. So, Organization 3 is the Youth Star Cambodia. So it was founded in 2005. It's meant to train the educated people to become educators, to teach kind of a development to combat the violence in Cambodia because of how prominent it is. So the biggest problem is the youth gang violence and the violence towards specifically women in the gangs. So most of their rural areas are poor. So that's kind of like what they've developed around. So they believe that it's an easy way to resort to gang violence because their only way to earn money would be that way.
Right.
It's kind of a summary of it. So what their new program does is they train young people in education so that they're able to learn a proper way to do things rather than resort to violence immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of their major programs is a gender-based violence project. which helps to increase their social skills and awareness of gender fairness and discourage the violence that they have towards women. And since it's been created, it trained about 200,000 educators, or 200 educators, not 200,000, and about 10,000 people were benefited from it. So it allowed them to kind of grow around their very limited budget, which, I mean, 100,000 would definitely help out on this cause.
Right.
They
So
spent
like,
around 300K, so
yeah, it says less than 300K actually
yeah.
in
Yeah,
2020.
one thing I wanted to point out was that they didn't continue their work, and if they did, they could have reached 5 million.
Yeah, and because of their extremely limited budget is why they couldn't continue, which is so far this is the only organization that is underfunded and would benefit a lot from an $100,000 grant, which is it's not that much, but it's like something that can like get them kicked off because in 2023 their total expenditure was less than 300,000. So 100,000 could do something for them. And the pros of this would be it's highly cost effective and it addresses root causes and they have scalable grassroots models. So they like are like directly influencing like youth violence prevention and they're directly doing something for it. And the cons of this is that they have limited recognition and limited funding, and they are relying on continued support to expand because they don't have much money and they don't have a lot of connections. So $100,000 could be really effective for this organization. Okay. Organization 4. Does somebody want to read that one? Or I can read it. Okay. Organization 4 is... No, we do not hear you, Daria.
Yeah, I think you're muted, I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe try going out and then coming back in.
That ended.
Okay. I was like, what happened to Daria?
Also, is my car loud to y'all, or
No, you're good.
No, you're okay.
I don't want it to be like screaming loud?
Okay. This is Daria's back, but I cannot hear Daria.
Try doing it through your phone, or if this is your phone, then I don't know.
That's weird. Okay. I'm gonna continue while she gets that sorted. Organization 4 is the UNESCO Youth Development Program.
Guys, can you hear me?
There we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
We're back.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh. I've literally thought that you guys were talking over me this whole time.
Did we just say
That's hilarious.
Okay. All right.
I was wondering where you were because you're normally really talkative. So I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I've been talking this whole time, and then there would be a pause, and I would talk, and then you guys would start saying something completely different. So I thought you guys were just like talking over me, but then I was like, wait, this is happening too much. My bad. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, no, we just kind of just were reading the the train. Hold on.
You want to read
So
more?
Daria, do you want to read Organization 4?
Sure. 1
I'll
second.
get
Let
a
me
little
pull it up.
for it.
Okay. So organization number 4, UNESCO, was founded in the organization was founded in 1945, but the program was founded in 2005, and it serves youths in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Belize. And it focuses on reducing youth violence through education, arts, and economic development. And their approach is using broad initiatives, including education, media campaigns, job training, and youth-friendly policies. It has reached 50,000 individuals, potentially to reach 50 million if fully funded. Many projects, unfortunately, have been ended, though, because they have not been funded enough. And pros is they have like a wide reach, they're creative and have policy-driven approaches and a multinational collaboration, which I feel like really aligns with CGHS as a whole, considering that we do focus on global health. And the cons would be uncertain current status and possible affected by funding instability or political changes, which I feel like the reason they have those cons is just like purely because of their lack of funding. But I feel like since it does focus on youths in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Brazil, they just have like such a different economical status too, like compared to the United States. Like looking at the first two organizations, I feel like the reason why they're so highly funded is because they're actually in the States. So I feel like it could be a good organization for the 100,000, but I think we should look into both 3 and 4.
Yeah, now that I'm like kind of reading, because I did read before and I was like, oh yeah, 3, but because like we're doing our project is on a third world country and it's kind of like maybe the same, not the same, but similar challenges faced. It could be
Yeah,
something that's like that we
I
could
feel like
support.
I feel like 3 and 4 both have like a similar mission as CGHS, so I feel like it's a bit more relevant than 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I do agree with all that. I think that the difference that we should probably look at is the most our money will do per program.
Yes.
You know, how many people will be affected? Like, how we need more people to be affected by the 100,000, and which program would offer that?
Right.
3 definitely support the most.
Where does it say how many people 3 has affected? Because all I see is almost $10,000. Or not 10,000, 10,000 students, sorry, not dollars. But then for 4 it says 50,000.
Well, it said that it benefited 10K, but if it like kept going, it benefit up to 5 million.
Right.
But because their budget's so limited that they can't like affect. I don't know how they got the margin.
Right, but 4 says that they've reached 50,000, and if they continued, they'd reach over 50 million compared to number 3, that's 5 million. And number 4 is more widespread over other countries.
Right. Because number 4 is part of like the UN agency, and it's been founded since 1945, so that means it's been ongoing,
Yeah,
and they've had a lot of big projects.
but we also have to think about, like, 1945 is a really long time ago for number 4, and they haven't reached that many people, which I understand is because of funding. But
Yeah.
number 3 was found in 2005 and are already at 10,000. So, like, if we're looking at it ratio-wise, it seems that Organization 3 has more of an effect if you look at the years and everything,
Yeah.
compared to the numbers. So
Yeah.
that's a thing to think about. But
Yeah, and
But the thing is, because organization number 4 lost a lot of funding, I would think that it would be difficult to restart a large program with only $100,000 because
I agree.
it wouldn't be that much. Whereas
I feel like
organization number 3, it needs like urgent funding, and it will make it like a bigger expansion if they get $100,000.
right, and their total like that they spent in 2023 was 300,000, which so that means that 100,000 was funded to number 3, it would definitely be beneficial because they've already had that much progress with less than 3,000.
See, my thing with
Yeah.
number
right, and that's what I
4
was.
is, right? My bad.
What?
But with number 4, right? They had all that money and all the support they had since 1945, but they've only helped around 50,000 people. While number 3, with the amount of time they've had, they've helped 10K. I feel like the money given to 3 would definitely benefit way more because of the fact that 4 doesn't seem like they're using the money in the right way to support enough people.
Yeah. And their
Number 4,
projects oh, go ahead.
you go ahead. You're good.
Oh no, I was just saying that like all their projects would stop early. So like it's not really clear if like this small of a grant could help them, and they're already backed by the UN government and UNESCO. So they already have like backup support, whereas
Yeah, and
Cambodia has no support.
right, and it's number 4 is also so widespread. Like it's
That's
not
what I was gonna say. Yeah,
on one thing at a time because
like if you take 100,000 and you divide it amongst all these countries,
like 5
you know,
different.
as where the Cambodia is just in one
Yeah.
country. But the other thing I was gonna say is we don't even really see how much Organization 4 was funded. So it might be a massive number.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just feel like because it's so old, it should have way more people supported than it does.
Definitely. I agree.
Okay. So do we have our decision on number 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have to answer the 3 questions.
From the judges.
We are the judges. We have to answer what solution did we decide on and why. We have to describe the process we used to arrive to the solution and what was the biggest challenge in arriving at a consensus and how did we address the challenge.
Okay. So
I already have it open so I can like type so you guys can talk and I can type it out.
Okay, so solution we decided on and why would be Organization 3 because they've already had a large impact and the reason they haven't been able to expand their numbers is because of the budgets that they've been provided. But they are able to make do with a small amount of money and still make a large impact. And it focuses on youth, so
And
Yes.
education.
youth
and
and
then just like a
education.
random art project. It actually focuses on only education.
Yes. Okay.
And then we could say that's some benefits from it too. And then we could say women around Cambodia, since they're not getting focused as much from gang violence, it prevents them from having a fear for their lives so much.
Right.
Okay. Question.
Just let us know when you finish typing it so then we can be in with the next one.
Okay.
Do we have to take the full hour? Is that what was
No, we don't.
wonderful?
We're close to it though. We're at 45.
Oh,
Yeah, but we started at like 12:30.
Yeah, we started the recording 10 minutes. Just, yeah.
I think we could stretch this out a little bit. Get a little 30 minutes. I think that's fine. I mean, we still got to do a 7/8 too.
Okay. Wait.
God, I love Christmas.
Okay, I'm done.
So with
Okay.
the second one, I think that we kind of started out with the process of elimination
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we eliminated who was already funded a significant amount.
Yeah, the first two.
Yeah.
And also focusing on global like stuff because that aligns with PHS rather than stuff already funded or organizations already funded in the US.
Yes. Source of elimination. And the global factors.
And then we used what resources that we had that would help the most for
Right.
our people.
That we looked at ratios of their funding, the year they were established, and how many people were affected.
And we kind of like went between, should I add that we were like going between organizations 3 and 4?
I think
too?
we could put that for the next one because it asked what the biggest challenge was.
How we do.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We can move on to number 3.
Okay. The biggest challenge arriving at a consensus was picking between organization 3 and 4. And we addressed this challenge by comparing the years of establishment and how much money they can make do, and then also how like Cambodia, like organization 3 only focuses on Cambodia while organization 4 looked at 5 different countries but did not have as a heavy impact as there should have been. So
Right. We can also put how that some organizations had more details than the other ones.
right, and for leaving out a lot.
And what else?
My bad, Monsanto's an asshole organization.
Mm. Okay. And I think that was it for those three. And I'm not sure if all of us have to submit the video. We
No, I
might
think
have
it says
to,
only one.
Yeah, I think it's probably the
because it's not in the Google Doc thing. It's on the Disco thing. So like if you click on it, let me see. Maybe. Never mind. I think only one has to.
okay.
Okay.
The name of the series.
What did you say, Antonio?
Said only
Free.
If like not showing up, I think unless you upload it, but
Wait, what'd you say?
it's not. You know how normally it asks for like a confirmation that you submitted it for the video? It doesn't have that, so I don't know if we need to. We all need, but it does say to like include the names of all the forum mates that attended, but it doesn't mark it complete if I just go.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me stop the recording.